here's a problem with people nowadays dismissing young people's wisdom. Sure, some of these kids are missing life experiences. Yes, this is true. But you don't know what they have learned off the internet. The internet has so much knowledge. One of the best sayings ever is a wise man learns from his mistakes. A wiser man learns from another man's mistakes. So the good thing about the internet is you can hear a lot of truths that are allowed to be out there. And a lot of kids, they do have life experience. Maybe they seen things in their own family and seen like toxicity in their own family to make them realize, I don't want to participate in this matrix. Or if I have to participate in this matrix, it's going to be as minimal as possible. I don't want to work 80 hours a week so I could give 40% of my hard-earned time and wages to the government and taxes. I don't want to use the rest of that time and money on some woman that isn't humble enough to appreciate the extras I work for, that she has. Because that is becoming more and more prevalent nowadays. There's a lot more gold diggers than there's ever been in America. Just like obese people. And if you're a young man and you realize it's a gigantic risk to start a family right now, to get a woman pregnant, whether it's false allegations that she puts up against you because she changed her mind after the act, she consented to it, but since she changes her mind after, or in some circumstances months later because she regrets it or something. Maybe you don't want a relationship. Maybe she didn't care about herself enough to be a lady, and that just turns you off as a man. For the child support, always pretty much favoring the woman. Same with divorce. For a young man to understand that feminism's already served its purpose, but the only reason for feminism now is to gain power, to put women above men. But that's not sustainable, because men predominantly are the ones that are keeping the society going when it comes to infrastructure. I challenge anybody, most of all the jobs, of course there's a couple women here and there scattered in these blue collar hard-working jobs, but it's mostly men that are doing the dirty work. I come home filthy every day. I'm completely filthy from work, running a sandblaster. or just generally speaking because I'm like working hard and my hands are dirty, get dirt underneath my fingernails. Women don't want to do that. Most women don't want to do that. Well, feminine women don't want to do that. And there's just this delusion in our society where there's a lot of women that are being programmed. I think that women are just more easy to be programmed than men nowadays. Well, like, if you look at females, just look on Instagram or whatever, they're pretty much clones of each other. They wear the same things, they do the same things. They're not really, they're just kind of like NPCs, honestly. Not all, but most of them. They're just clones of each other. So for a young man to look at this society and realize, I just turned 18, I just turned 19, 20, I'm young. Females don't value me because most of us, not me, but most of them aren't going to come from a place of privilege, have a bunch of extra money, and realize they have to build up themselves and their lives and stuff like that. And a woman's value is automatically, as soon as she turns 18, her value is already peak, like bam, instantaneously. If you play sports games at all, here's an analogy. Video games. Women, it's like, for females, it's like playing with a 99 overall custom player. Damn, dude, stupid thing. Right off the bat, right when the game starts. And then after a couple years, it starts going down. They're 99 overall. For men, we pretty much all start off with the bottom barrel, and we have to build ourselves up. And then later on in the game, like 5 years into the game, or even maybe like 8 or 10 years into the game, we finally get ourselves up to 99 overall. We sustain ours. We get ours later on. They get theirs right off the bat. Their peak. I hate this little thing, but and that's why you're seeing a lot of that's why you're going to see a lot of young men or young dudes wake up. You can already see it, how a lot of them that are not going to college, they see the environment, they see it's toxic. You're going to see a lot of females dominate the corporate world because they conform very easy. You're going to see a lot of females being in this lead role. It's going to get more and more so. And what's going to happen is you're going to see companies failing because a lot of females don't lead with logic. They lead with emotion. So they're going to make wrong decisions. Forced diversity instead of people earning things based off of merit. And I'm all for diversity. I don't care about somebody's what they want to do with their life or how they were born, but for it to be forced because they want to meet a quota, that's a toxic type of deal, and you're not putting the best person in that position. Maybe they don't have any experience, or they just don't have the know-how to, or whatever, to be able to do that. You're going to see a lot of females dominating the corporate world. And I think you're going to see a lot of these companies go out of business. And I think that, I mean, huge companies, like we all remember Toys R Us or Blockbuster, Gen X and boomers and stuff like that, some millennials. But you're going to see these big companies go out of business. Like, you might even see Disney go out of business. There's too much of an umbrella. Too much. They have people at the top making the choices for these companies that they have no idea how that they're actually ran. They just own them. And then the communication is absolutely horrendous nowadays. With all these forms of communication, it's just crazy how no communication is being done, from the top down, from the leaders. But you're going to see more of a toxic environments, which men are going to avoid. Even like in 2014, 2010, like I would run game at work, and that's how a lot of people ended up having relationships or gaining marriage or dating people, is because they dated them from work. Well, you can't do that anymore. It's so bad that I don't even want to talk to women at all at work. Because I just don't want to put myself in a bad spot where I say something, maybe I'm a little bit flirtatious or whatever. Maybe I say something they don't like politically, or they find out something politically about me, and then they go ahead and then they want to say something that I did that I didn't do, take something the wrong way. And you're going to see a lot of guys not want to be in this toxic environment, corporate environment, supervisor, managers, like that stuff's going to be gone in the future, man. Like, AI is going to be doing all that type of work. And a lot of these, from what I hear, I've never been in that situation, but from what I hear, a lot of these people that do these desk jobs, a lot of them are like just wasting the day. You know, they get paid a salary or hourly wage or whatever, but they have to be there for 8 hours, and they only have to do like 2 hours worth of work. So honestly, these people should be down working with people like me, the blue collar workers, or their job eliminated altogether, and we're getting paid more. But that doesn't happen because they're just not running companies right. I just don't get it. Maybe the managers they don't want to do any work, and they just want to offload it to everybody else, so they justify these jobs that probably shouldn't be there, or putting more work onto somebody and paying them properly for doing the work. I think that paying people to actually do the work instead of paying people an hourly wage, that as long as the work gets done right, or quality status correct in a shorter amount of time, people can be more productive. And that's why I said we need to pivot out of this hourly wage and salary type of crap, because it puts you at it's like stagnant for production. It's not you don't get good production. People just want to, people are waking up to only putting in enough to get by, enough to, because why would I want to work extra hard? Oh, have my boss, like, I do all this work, my boss doesn't give a damn. All he cares about is I need something to do. You know what I mean? So I got to do some stupid junk. So I worked all that extra hard so I got more work. So there's no point to work hard. Especially when promotion comes from like who can conform the best, who has the best relationship with the boss, who can kiss his ass the best, and not even on how hard you work or anything like that. So thinking that these kids that have access to somebody like Aaron Clary or Joshua Fluke or Flute, whatever, and hearing the insides of what these people have been through, and thinking like they already have the knowledge, and they put two and two together, maybe with their own experiences, short experiences, and to think that these people have no wisdom. I'm telling you right now, my kids lack life experience, but they have a ton more knowledge. They probably have more knowledge when it comes to life than a lot of 40-year-old men who actually have been on this planet for 20 more years than them. Because if you see in the society, and I'm kind of regressing to being kind of more immature, but I still take care of my responsibilities. I can relate to all the different generations, boomers, Gen X, or whatever. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. This younger generation has more knowledge of real world experiences from other people's experiences. Well, that's why the internet is so great. Of course there's downfalls. You got all these simps on here boosting these females' egos, but I think that that's not going to last that much longer. I could be wrong, but I think what's going to happen is these females are going to start being vicious towards these guys, these simps, like online. And some of them are going to continue to take the abuse, but they're going to be downright vicious, like posting, like they already do it already a little bit. It's going to happen more so, posting the DMs and making fun of these people. Even if they get paid by these people, just totally abusing these guys. And this will wake up a lot of men to stop giving these females attention online. You know, I see these girls on my TikTok, and I see like their video, and I'm like, nope. Yes, there is that desire, like I want to talk to this person, but I'm like, nope, I'm not going to. I don't DM anybody. You're not going to catch me in the DMs. I might throw some troll comment out there or something, but not going to get me following these random women or anything like that. Unless it's on Getter, because I try to follow everybody that follows me. I kind of gave up on that, but my other ones, like, you're not going to get that. And you're going to see a lot of men just stopping this, and it's gonna mess with women. Women are gonna have to get over this thing with men have to make it the same amount of money or above them. They're gonna have to get over that. They're gonna have to evolve, because either that or they're just gonna have to like just be with the same sex and or be by themselves. Because a lot of dudes, they're not... Okay, for me, personally, if I had the opportunity to be a top 5% man, I wouldn't invest in a lot of these females. I wouldn't invest long term in a lot of these females because I think that they just don't deserve it. The only thing that they bring is looks, which is fine. But that is if I'm just going to be, if some woman's gonna be in my life and she's only good looking, that is not only an asset that is rapidly devaluing very quickly, and I have access to all these other beautiful women that want to talk to me. But that's all she brings. There's no other thing. And a lot of these females have this high ego, and even the average woman has like such a high ego because of men. It's so bad that I'm looking at the average girl. I'm like, I'm an average dude. We're pretty much on the same level. And she's like, thinks that she's way above me. And it's okay. Like, whatever. You do you. You live in some fantasy world. Whatever. Maybe some blue check marks in their DMs, or one of them had a one night stand with them and they think that they can get whatever. But guys are going to have to, at some point, even the simps, there's always going to be simps, but I think they're just really going to like look at them and be like, it's not worth it. It's not worth all the garbage you're going to bring. I want my woman to bring peace to my life. I do not want to compete with my woman. If we're competing, I want it to be like fun, playful. I don't want it to be serious. I don't want to compete with my woman. I want her feminine. I don't want her trying to lead. I want her to be in her feminine and I'm in my masculine. If she wants to do masculine things in her career, go ahead. But for me, you come back to me, you're going to be in your feminine. It's a lot harder for men to go back and forth from feminine to masculine. It's a lot easier for women too because they're in better control of their emotions. They can not control, but they feel their emotions a lot better. Men, we're one way or the other. We're either masculine or beta. We're not gonna go. We don't flip back and forth like that. We're just not wired that way. So, you know, a lot of men are just like, I don't want to be a slave for your extras. And that's why you're going to see a lot of men go minimalistic and realize, I'm only going to put in the bet just enough to get by because I want to do my things. And I don't want to be a part-time government employee because that's what it's becoming. You pay all these taxes and it's like, at some point, even if you have a ton of money, at some point it's like, yeah, I got a bunch of money and I'm flaunting it for what? To attract females. That's why guys get the extra stuff. Sure, we like the fast cars and stuff like that, but I think most men would, if you're just a single man, you're not gonna get a freaking mansion just for yourself. If a man the average man had access to a ton of money and he wasn't planning on getting married, he wasn't married or nothing, or had a long-term relationship, he's not going to get a huge house. For what? It doesn't make any sense. There's no reason for him to have some kind of a huge castle just for himself. We do all the extra stuff to try to attract women. That's why we do the extra. That's why we peacock. That's why guys want to earn extra money. But at some point where it's just like guys are waking up and realizing the only reason that you want me is because of how much money I have. And you only bring looks. Why would I invest in you long term? That's what I'm trying to say. So look at all the self-improvement out there for women. It's basically, wow, my voice cracked. Nice. I'm like going through puberty at 42. It's basically fitness or makeup. That's it. There's nothing that goes on the inside. Still to this day that I'm aware of. But at some point they will have to wake up and realize, man, I'm gonna have to make some changes. I'm gonna have to, like, maybe they see this video or a video like it, maybe or somebody gets influenced by this video and then they make something that's way better than what I can do. And then they wake up and realize, and they step out of the matrix too. They step out of like that communism or reality TV or always being stimulated, and realizing, man, where am I going? What do I got to bring besides looks? And that's almost like when I see a woman that's got herself done up to the T and makeup and all that, that's off-putting to me. Because I think to myself, I'm not gonna, she's not gonna like me anyway, even if like, because I don't have enough. And I don't want to make enough to support her lifestyle with that. But she's completely, like, there's nothing on the inside. It's all exterior. It's all materialism. And I just don't, at this point in my life, I don't care about trying to peacock in that type of form. I don't care about materialism. I like to have decent stuff, right? I don't want to have holes in my clothes, stains in my clothes. I don't want old raggedy clothes. But I don't care about her extras, her luxuries. I'm not interested in being a slave for her luxuries. If that's what she wants, she can provide that for herself. But a lot of these females still have this entitlement where they still have this, they want this traditional man, but they're not traditional themselves. So it's just, at some point the rubber band will come back. And like I was telling my kid, like, you can't force patriarchy. You can't when things get bad, women will they will submit. And it's going to get to the point where if a woman starts, like, if you take a woman in and she starts mouthing off, like, get out then. Get the fuck out. You want to come here, you want to be nice, warm, or have AC, or have things that I provide, food and all that shit, then shut your mouth, because I'm not going to put up with your shit. That's the mentality that's going to happen. It's going to come back. Because times will get tough. Because, like, a guy's not going to work his ass off to have some broad just like, putting him down, not appreciating. And that's a big thing, is a lot of females are so live in this bubble that they just are not humble and they don't appreciate what they have. Because they've been given and given and given. A lot of them haven't suffered any type of consequences for their bad behavior.